Welcome everybody to another rebuild. We're going to Italy. We're going to Parma. Parma, who have found themselves in Serie B after being in the top division for quite a while. I think they've been in the second division for the last 3 seasons. Correct me if I am wrong. But before we go any further, it has been noticed in the analytics that there are about 70 to 80% of you who watch these videos are not subscribed. So if you would consider subscribing, that would be a massive help to the channel. It is free to do so, and it would be very much appreciated. As a club which enjoyed the latest spell during the 1990s, the last competition win coming in as recently as 2016. They are a club with growing history. They finished runners-up in the Italian top division for only once in 1997. Having won the Cup Winners' Cup in 1993 and finishing runners-up once there as well. Won the UEFA Super Cup in 93 as well, and they've also won the Europa League in 95 and 99. They did have a dark spell in 2015, I believe, where they went through a bankruptcy and found themselves in Serie D, but since then they have been back up to Serie A and unfortunately are back down to Serie B. Their preferred formation, which I kind of like as well. I'm not sure whether that's 2 DMs or not, but they've got Inglese, Vasquez, Mihaela, Zinamachia, Juric, Sam, Asalon, Sorio, Valenti, Del Prato, and Buffon in goal. He must be getting on a bit now, Buffon. How was he, 40 odd years old now? 44! Wow, he still looks good though, doesn't he? From the board, they want to develop players using the youth system and sign players under the age of 23, which isn't too bad because that's what I generally try to do on a rebuild anyway, barring the odd 1 or 2. Finish in Serie B's top 4 places, which they have done just recently, but they didn't get promoted unfortunately. Be competitive in the Italian Cup and win promotion next season to 23-24. To Serie A. So we're going to try and do it this season. Where they failed, then we're way ahead of ourselves coming into the next 4 seasons. And our fans want us to gain automatic promotion to Serie A. Of course they do. Get the better of our rivals Regina if we happen to play against them, and against Bologna as well. There won't be any transfers in the first window. That has been disabled due to the fact that we are playing an updated winter update on FM, which has all the transfers from January 23. Before we go on to our squad, let's have a quick look at the staffing situation. That's not bad. If it's Serie B, we want to be better than this if we can, and there's a lot of scope to get more coaches in there and become the best in that respect. Financially, they have got £8 million in the bank, and as you can see, they were in Serie A for quite a while until 2015-16 season. That was the year that they went bankrupt and found themselves all the way in Group D or Serie D, of which they managed to claw themselves back in consecutive seasons to back to Serie A, and have been languishing in there in the past couple of seasons. So let's have a look at our squad. So if we go by ability, we'll have a look at the better players. It looks a reasonably young side, barring the odd few. 33-year-old Kurtic, he's out on loan at the moment. Not sure why. Could be something to do with his excruciatingly large wages. £30,000 a week. Wow. His contract runs out next season. But yeah, I'm not sure why they haven't sold him instead. Pizzella as well, another youngster, a 24-year-old. He's got another couple of seasons left, so hopefully he'll come back. Vasquez, the 33-year-old Argentinian. Again, looks pretty decent. Camroll. 33 years old though, unfortunately. Barnaby, 21, great potential. In fact, that's fantastic potential. And the midfield, that's somebody we can definitely work around as well, and I think we will do. 23-year-old Dennis Mann, and they've got Mihaela as well, 22-year-old Romanian. Both Romanians, in fact. Left and right side of the attacking midfield role. That's superb. We've got left and right players there, up to 2025, and relatively young as well. They've also got 22-year-old Italian Del Prato. Fantastic potential from what I can see. Is that, well, it's not too much high, but again, right back, again, another young player we can definitely hang on to. They have got a really decent side. Now, I don't know whether that's depicted on being in Serie B. Serie A, they might be a lot less than that. Who knows? Let's have a look at some of the ages of some of these players. They got Buffon at 44, Ansaldi 35, Kurtic 33, Vasquez 33, Chichizola 32, spare goalkeeper, Inglese 30, striker. I mean, still looks pretty decent. 1.2 million. Got another year left on his contract. Just out of interest, what's his stats looking at? I mean, he's still got plenty of room to grow. And Santoro as well, a goalkeeper. So these players here will probably look to move on in the coming seasons as we try and build on the players that we have got that are under 23 or roundabout. Right, with a very large squad and a lot of very decent players, in fact some very talented young ones, we've decided to go with the 4-2-3-1. We're not playing any DMs, we're going to go attacking. I feel like this side is strong enough to go for the jugular in this Serie B and get promotion straight back to Serie A. With a couple of youngsters that we are keeping an eye on this time round, we have got the two Romanians, Man and Mihala, on the left and right hand side. We've also got Som and Barnaby in the centre, with Bolo, Del Prato and Koulibaly at the back. Now there are other players that can come in there and replace them, yet being older players, but I really want to keep an eye on these youngsters because they're the future. And so far I've not had an issue. It's been literally straightforward, apart from the first game, the first friendly in fact, at 2-2, and then we have scored quite a lot of goals and conceding as well, but that has died down now. Now we've started the league campaign as well. We do progress to the next round of the Italian Cup. We beat Perugia, we drew with Benevento, beat Palmero, we beat Palermo and Regina, which is what the fans really want to see as well. And that put us in a very, very good position, second in the table currently, behind Venezia, who are 4 for 4. And we're playing Bologna, so again another team that the fans want us to beat. The season preview has us going up in second spot. We are predicted to finish second, 5-4 to win the league. And Venezia, where are they? They're predicted to finish 7th after being relegated from Serie A. I'm expecting us to get promoted with the side that we have got. So without any further ado, let's go and simulate our first season and see if we can get into Serie A in the first time of asking. First task of this rebuild has been completed. We are into Serie A, the first time of asking, and I'm over the moon with that. Really am. It looked like it was a struggle partway through the season. We were lying in 5th and 4th, but we managed to get into 3rd and go through the playoffs as well, because apparently the first 2 go through and then it's a playoff situation going on for the teams below. But looking at the goals scored, we literally bossed it. 81 goals, 20 goals more than than the second highest scoring team. So really chuffed with that as well, although we did concede an awful lot. So quickly going through our results, there's a 6-2 battering from Como there. Wow, we started off pretty well, then we stuttered a little bit, a couple of losses, a couple of draws. The wins picked up once again, 3-0 there. Did win Benevento 6-1 though, and a 5-3 down here into the playoffs. We did beat Cosenza 3-1 over the 2 legs, and in the final we beat Brescia 3-2. Very, very close. Who got the winner there? Adrian Benedicek, 52nd minute after Valenti put us in front. The Italian Cup, the fans aren't going to be happy. Bologna beat us on penalties. Despite us getting a late equaliser, we just missed 2 penalties. Wow. Squad-wise, Vasquez 19 goals, 13 from Dennis Mann, the Romanian on the right-hand side. Where did the other Romanian do? He got 10 goals and 10 assists. Wow. 5 people getting double figures. That's pretty decent. It really is. Vasquez, we are losing. He's been transferred on the 1st of July, I believe. He's joining River on the 1st. Wow. Okay, and I'm not sure about anybody else though, so his contract runs out anyway, and it'd be nice to have some of this money back into the budget as well. But some of our youngsters that we were keeping an eye on, which I'm quite happy about. Barnaby, looking very, very good. We're going to have to tie him down. £12 million worth. Not sure what he's going to be like in the Serie A, but 12 assists, 7 goals. Koulibaly, 8 assists. Del Prato, 6 assists. Our centre-back, Botan Balog, he did okay for 35 games. Good potential as well still. Going into next season then, £4 million, despite the fact that we are about 5.5 in the red. But I'm pretty happy with that. Wages has gone up by about 20,000. So it's not too bad. Maybe we switch some of that in there, but we need to do something about this 30% of our transfer revenue. We need more than that, I think, because if we do get anybody, it's no point getting a third of what we sell people for. So we'll have to try and do something with that. So a couple of signings to set us on our way then. Juan David Cabal comes into the side as a centre-back. Looks absolutely superb actually for 22 years old and £4.5 million. Very, very cheap. We managed to pry Morrow away from Sassuolo for £4.5 million. A striker, one we were desperately after and we needed, and I think he looks absolutely superb again. 22 years old. Have a quick look at his past couple of seasons. 20 plus goals. That's what we require. And then no transfer will be complete without a freebie. We bring Martin Neto as a cam player. Yes, we're carrying on with the 4-2-3-1. Again, 20 years old, potential high, looks superb, can play midfield, but we are going to use him in cam. He scored 3 goals for us in friendlies already. It can only get better from here. Overall, £9 million spent. A couple of players going to the youth side, 1.3 out the door. And of them, Osorio goes, the centre-back, to Troyes for £900,000. Inglese, the striker, £350,000. Palmucci goes for £10,000 and Matella goes for 3 as well. And a couple of other players going out on a freebie. Vasquez goes to River and Vaglica goes to Salento as well. And quite a few players going out on loan. The same teams keep coming in for some of our players, so we think they could be our affiliate teams. I don't know. The early change to the side is the inverted winger on the left hand side is going to support. But we are be playing Turk in goal. He is a youngster that we brought in through the ranks from our youth team. As a goalkeeper we desperately need, and we need to look for one next season. But at 20 years old, I think he was 19 when he came over. 20 years old now. He's the best of what we've got currently. So we'll probably end up conceding quite a few goals. But Cabal starts at the back. Neto and Cam and Morrow up front. So far it's been a hit and miss, but understandably against teams that are far better than us. Ascoli, we lose 2-1 away from home. We do lose to Inter on a neutral ground, 5-1. So that's something to look forward to later on this season. And we lose our first game to Lazio 3-2. Only just though, an 87th minute from Luca Romero. But we are through to the next round of the Italian Cup after beating Spal 3-2 after extra time, of which we play Salernitana in the next one. And we are predicted not to finish bottom, so that's a good sign. 600 to 1 to win the league. 2 of the 3 promoted clubs to go straight back down. Genoa, obviously, they predict to stay up. But who knows? We could defy the odds as well. So let's get cracking into Season 2. And hopefully we'll come back with all smiles, having survived. Well, one thing for sure, we survived a lot better than we did against our fellow promotees. Genoa finished below us, and Tanana did get relegated, finishing at bottom of the table. Us, however, 45 points, which isn't too bad. 12 wins in the top flight. That's pretty good going, considering we are playing attacking football. We did have that one player that on the left hand side we went to support rather than attack. Could that be the reason why we scored less goals this time? But still, we managed to score 57 goals. We did concede 60, and we did have a youth player in goal, so that could have played a big part in that. Luca Morrow, though, he did finish 3rd in the race for the Golden Boot, though, so that's pretty decent. So our form in this league is, to be honest, I'm expecting a lot of losses. But we do get some wins in there, so it does break it up quite a bit. Anything drastic. We had a 4-0 win over Tanana, though. Bearing in mind, Tanana did finish above us in Serie B, and we absolutely mauled them 4-0. We do lose to Roma 4-1. Anything big in there? Sassuolo, did we lose to Milan? I know that was the next game after Lazio, and we'd lost 2-0. But we do beat Bologna 2-0, though, as well, so that'll keep the fans happy. Anything big in there? Milan, we lose 4-1 to a series of losses, including Bologna as well, which probably won't go down well, but it's we do win overall over the two games though, if you want to look at aggregately. But a very good finish to the final 3 months of the season though. Just 3 losses: Udinese, Sassuolo and Salento. Really happy with that. Something to build on. The Italian Cup, however, we only get as far as the second round, losing to Salernitana 2-1. We do get 1 late goal, but just wasn't enough. Goals, Morrow, 25 goals out of 36. That's not bad considering it's our first season back in the big time for a few years. That's pretty good. Nobody else came close, but half the team did score goals, so they did contribute quite well as well. So I'm quite happy with that. Assist-wise, Mahala Barnaby, again, he's moaning a little bit, but at 23 years old, he needs to do a little bit better than that. Maybe we push him up to Cam and push Neto back, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Man on the right-hand side, 7 and 7. Neto, how did he do? 8 and 6. That's not too bad. Maybe we push him out of the advanced player role and attacking midfield instead. And a goalkeeper, Turk. He has gone down in the ratings, 55 goals conceded. We are going to have to look for a new goalkeeper, although Corvi, he could be that guy. Going into next season though, wow, okay, it's not looking great, I'm not going to lie. £1.5 million. A lot of work needs doing, and probably some contracts that need sorting out as well. But we'll go back to the board and we'll ask to increase the percentage transfer. We'll do that and see what happens. We signed goalkeeper Alessandro Pizarro from Pescara, I think they're called, for £4 million, rising up to 1.7. A lot of money for a goalkeeper, but there weren't any decent players out there. And to get a homegrown Italian player as well, it was pretty difficult. We also bring in on a free a player that can play midfield upwards, Jeff Rain Adelaide. And at 26 years old, it doesn't look that bad as well, but ultimately a backup player. And finally on loan from Lazio, Matteo Cancelleri, a right winger. He can play right midfield or he can play up front as well. We needed another backup. Man was doing a good job. Think he just needed a little bit more competition, and I think this chap will do just that. So overall, £2.1 million spent. A lot of free players going into the youth team. We do sell £1.6 million worth. We do say goodbye to Turkey. He's gone to 850,000 to Maribor. Ted Prian goes to Leisure for 325. Sitz goes to Spezia for 245. Mer to Sporting, a defensor that is, £195,000. Jurek goes to Rijeka for £170,000. The cover have gone out on free as well. And we did release a few players as well. So then players that brought in, we've started okay in the friendlies, then we started hitting a little bit of problems when we started playing competitively against the decent sides. So hopefully it's not a sign of things to come this season. We're through to the next round of the Italian Cup after beating Venezia 3-1, and we play Genoa next. We're currently sitting just above the relegation zone with that 1 point, but our season preview sees us climb out of the relegation zone now. So the 3 promoted clubs, Verona, Cremonese and Benevento, we expect to see them down near the bottom, and I expect to see us around about mid-table, if not higher, if at all possible, which would be nice. 400-1 to win the league though. Milan, Napoli, Inter and Juventus in the top 4. So let's go ahead and simulate our 3rd season. Hopefully we'll climb a little bit higher. Well, we done what we wanted to do from the previous season. We wanted to climb into the top 10 and get a little bit higher than we were, and we have just done that. We finished in an incredible 8th position. We're only 8 points off a European spot as well, which is absolutely amazing in our 2nd season. 15 wins this time, but we do score 71 goals, which means we're starting to produce, which is the main thing. Morrow again is in the 3rd place for leading goal scorer with 23 goals. Vlahovic on the other hand for Juventus, 39 goals. Wow. We start off poorly though, to be fair. We don't get our first win until we reach October. And then there's a 7-1 win over Roma. Oh my word, that is just, wow, that's just incredible. Considering we haven't been struggling to score goals, so it seems, for the first couple of months. Then we hit our stride, and Lazio will beat 4-3 Torino. We do lose to Juventus, Milan and Inter. However, we beat Brianza 6-1 there. There's a couple of high scores going through. We do lose to Napoli, though, along the way. A 5-2 victory over Roma again in the away game. So 12-3 overall. That's insane. Can we play them every week? And then we do have a few losses to break up our form. But overall, a very, very successful season, I feel. We don't get past the second round. We lose to Genoa this time, 2-1, despite getting a goal in the 91st minute. A little bit too late there, I think. So squad-wise, Morrow, 23 goals in 39. Neto gets 13 and 11 from Cancelleri as well. Is he the difference? Can we pick him up for next season? I'm hoping so, because that will be a fantastic addition. Assist-wise, Neto and Cancelleri as well. Del Prato on one side. Bananaby, 6 assists. Malhala, 6 as well. We're starting to look pretty decent. We just need to get rid of some of the other players that are not pulling their weight or not getting any game time, which is just disrupting things. But they are useful as young players coming through the ranks. So next season, they've doubled our spending money. We're on £2.8 million this time. And we have got some money in the bank as well, which is an added bonus. Our wages budget is only increased by about, I think we've got about £50,000. I'm thinking we need to increase this transfer revenue as well. We'll do that before we move on as well. But £3 million, I think we can get 1 or 2 more players with that and attack that top 7 and a European place next season, hopefully. We start off the summer transfer with Alessandro Zanoli. A freebie, of course. What else would we be doing in the transfer market apart from looking at free players? I think he looks pretty good, and potential ability, wow, he's still got a long way to go, and his stats look very nice as well. And then we bring him from Brighton for £350,000. Yes, we spent some money. Blanco is a left back, which we need desperately as well. And again, some more potential still left in him. And at 26 years old, £300,000, quite a bargain. The next couple of players are a little bit pricey. From Genoa, Alessandro Vagliacco. I do apologise for butchering this name. Centre back, again, a lot of potential. Up to £4 million, I think it was. £4.5 million. A lot of money. But I think he's damn worth it. We needed more players in the centre-back role, and I think he's going to be one of the first names on that team sheet. Finally, from Lazio for £4 million, Matteo Cancelleri. He had a fantastic season last season with us. We decided to bring him on a permanent deal at the right wing. Potential in these players that we've brought in look really, really good. The future of this club looks solid now. £2.5 million to go out the door, of whom is our goalkeeper, Leandro Ciccizola. He's gone to Lanius for £11,000. Cabut's gone to Ostend for £250,000. Hernani's gone to Ghent for 1.3, and Zagaritis has gone to Zaragoza for 1.3. I do apologise once again for butchering these names. And with them few additions, what can I say? We're unbeaten so far. It could all change. We've got Fiorentina, Sampdoria, Atalanta next. So a very good start to the season and friendlies. So I'm really happy with that. We have conceded goals, but that can all change as well. We just want to do well in the league. If we can hit that European spaces, the top 7, then I will be amazed. And I think we have the capabilities to do so. We're currently lying in second position, would you believe them? 2 wins from 2 alongside Atalanta and Milan. Again, like I said, I don't know how long that's going to last for, but we'll enjoy it while we're up there. And the season preview, Caesars up to 11th position now. 250 to 1 to win the league. The odds have been slashed. We want to try and get into at least the top 10 and hopefully reach around about 7th or 6th and get into double digits in odds. That will be a fantastic rebuild. Well done if we can get there. So without any further ado, let's simulate our 4th season. Well, we've done remarkably well once again. We finished in 7th position and in a European spot. Whether or not that's going to be into the qualifiers, I don't know. But we have managed to get into Europe one way or another. This is phenomenal after our 3rd season back in the big time. 14 losses, still quite a lot. But you know what? We've amassed 60 points, which is much more than the previous 2 seasons as well. And we do have a sluggish finish as well. Losing to Lazio, Inter and Torino towards the end. So league form, brilliant. What can I say? After our 2 wins at the beginning, we beat Fiorentina, but we do lose to Sampdoria, which did we beat them later on? That's what I want to know. We drew, so the team that got finished bottom of the table, and that 1 win against us is a 1 out of the 3 they did, so that's disappointing. But we do beat Atalanta, Salento. We beat Roma, not as convincingly as last season, but still a 4-2 victory there. Do we beat them again? 3-1. Okay, we like to play Roma every week, like I said before. Any big results in there? I mean, we do take a 4-1 win over Cagliari. A 4-1 loss to Atalanta. They get their own back. I'm happy with that. We just need to tighten our form up a little bit against the bigger clubs. The Italian Cup, however, we do make it to the 3rd round. And we go out in the 3rd round to Spal, 26th minute winner. Disappointing not to get any further in the Cups, but it doesn't matter now. We're in 3 competitions next season, which is great. Okay, goals. So we're not getting as many goals from Morrow, though, to be fair. I'm not sure whether it's because we're using inside forwards or not. I don't know, but it is disappointing that he's not scoring a mass of goals. But he is scoring 18 goals from him. Malala as well, 13. Neto, 9. It's pretty good from that cam roll. And he's only 23 years old, which is great. I mean, our first teamers are young as well. Our new left back, Blanco, who is now 27, but 7 assists, 3 goals. And Zinoli had 6 assists. Maybe that's okay. I'm quite happy with that as well. Plizzari, though, 53 goals and 59. Ouch. It's a lot of goals conceded. I mean, is that overall? What is it in the league? I'm assuming that's cups and everything else, I'm guessing. So how has he done? It was in the league, actually. 9 clean sheets, though. That makes it worse. He's conceding 2 goals in every game. Assist-wise, a lot more people getting assists, but it's not convincing enough, is it, really? Maybe we need to put them on support rather than attack. I mean, that might be a way to go. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with the way the team's gone. So we're in Europe. Wow! Wow, wow, wow. £11 million to bolster our team for Europe next season. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And we've been given an extra £50,000 a week. But first off, we need to increase this transfer revenue percentage. That's one thing we do need to do. But that is absolutely brilliant. Some shopping then, please. So our final few transfers for this rebuild then. Jaka Bijou from Udinese for £5 million. How we've managed to get a £5 million deal on him, I'll never know. But he looks absolutely superb. He is 27 years old, unfortunately. However, in order to progress and get higher up the table, we need people who are solid at the back. And even though our centre-backs are pretty good, we just wanted another person in there in case somebody gets injured, or he might even be a first starter, who knows. Also for £5 million from Sassuolo, it doesn't really seem fair, does it, compared to our last one. But £5 million again. Zerban comes to the club as a winger, though, but he has got the potential as well still. Again, another backup, but he can play either side of the wings, which is exactly what we're after. And of course, no transfer window will be a transfer window without a freebie. Filippo Ranocchia comes to the club as a free, like I said. Looks fantastic. Great potential as well. Midfield, great backup again. And he's 25 years old, not as old as the other 2 transfers, and a player that's going to be with us for a few more years to come as well. So really, really pleased with this capture. So overall, we spent £10 million. We do lose 1.7. We lose Torre's gone to Crotone for free. Bala's gone to Ferencvaros for 675,000. Estevez gone to Estudiantes for £89,000, and we lose Koulibaly, our left back, to Brest for £875,000. We are still using the 4-2-3-1 formation, which it's working quite well. There's no reason to change it. They just seem to have got better and better. So hopefully we can expand on our 7th position finish last season. But if you like to have a look at it, please do so. Tactics. We are attacking mentality. Want to take a screenshot, pause the game. There you go. Distribute quickly, we counter press, we hold our shape when we've lost it as well, and it's high line. And like I say, it has worked, and we've literally destroyed everybody this season. So I'm not sure whether it's the fact that we're not changing too many players and everybody's getting used to each other, and we've got some decent youngsters in there as well. It kind of helps. So the friendlies went without a hitch. We did start Europa Conference League qualifiers. We beat Lech 8-1 on aggregate. Then we beat Silij, I think, 7-1 and 3-2. We beat Salento in the league 4-2 and drew Bologna 3-3. In the Conference League, however, we've picked up Hadjut Split, Nice, AIK, St Mirren, Rio Ave and Honved. I'm expecting us to get past this stage. We are lying in 2nd position at the moment. There's only Napoli, they're 2 for 2 currently. And looking at some of the teams that are in the Conference League, there is TNS of Wales, Newcastle. I don't think there's any teams in there that we should be afraid of, I don't think. Nice possibly, CSKA Sofia maybe. I think we should easily get through this group though. I'm hoping, judging on the teams that we're playing anyway. And we have moved into the top 10. 50-1. I wanted to get to double figures. And we have just done that. From getting promoted from Serie B, we have climbed ourselves into a 10th place media position, finishing, which I'm really happy about as well. There's none of our players in the Dream 11, clearly. But there are a few players to watch, like Som, Cancelleri as well. Just them two, actually. So let's simulate our final season, see where we get up to, and hopefully it will be a rebuild well done. Well, we didn't manage to finish higher than we have done in previous seasons. However, we have secured a place in the Europa League, which can mean one thing. We have won something, so we'll have a look at that in just a second. But 13 wins, 12 draws. Incredible amount of draws though. 13 losses, which isn't too bad, to be fair. We're still in the plus goal difference, but only 51 points, 6 points off 7th placed Lazio. But if you have a look, the top 9 are all in Europe, not including ourselves. So 10 Italian clubs in Europe in one way or another. So after our first victory in the first league game, we didn't go on to win another one until mid-October, which is surprising. I thought we had a decent side, but clearly other minds have been on other competitions, I feel. 5-1 victory there. We have a couple of more wins there against Roma again. We seem to like playing against Roma. Juventus we beat 2-1 as well. We lose to Empoli and Inter and Sassuolo. 3 losses on the bounce, but then we have a string of wins, including a win over Lazio and Udinese, which is pretty decent. And then the latter half, from March onwards, 1 victory, and that comes in the last game of the season. Wow, that's relegation form. So not sure where we were up until then, but to lose that badly is pretty poor. If we have a look at past positions, we were probably in 7th position. That is probably the highest we've been, apart from right at the very beginning of the season. And then we just dropped off significantly after no wins up until the final game. The Italian Cup, we do get as far as the semi-finals though. We lose to Napoli in the end, 3-1 overall. The 2 legs, a 2-0 home loss after a 1-1 away draw, which was a pretty good result, and that's after beating Pisa and Spezia as well. We do, however, get to the final of the Europa Conference League, and we win in a 9-goal thriller, despite going a goal up as well. I mean, very early on in the game, Zerban scored a hat-trick in this game apparently, but a 5-4 victory over Nice. I did say it was Newcastle and Nice really the main dangers in this competition, and with Nice equalising virtually straight away. But we do get another goal to put ourselves in front. A lovely ball over the top and into the centre for Morrow to poke it in at close range. Suspicions of offside there. It was given either way, but a little bit of messing around at the back, and Sommer just steals it and then goes for goal himself. Near post, goalkeeper, what are you doing? So 22 minutes in, we're 3-1 up at this point, which is absolutely superb. And then we go a further goal ahead at 4-1, or do we? Yes, we do. I thought it was just stolen there, but what a fantastic goal by Zerban. I'm not sure whether that completes his hat-trick or not, but it's a superb goal. But we're going to the second half. I think at this stage we're 4-1 up. We do allow Nice to get back into the game, which is very disappointing. Goalkeeper, what are you doing, my friend? Pizzari, what? That should have been a save if ever I saw one. But we do. Is it 5-2 at this point now? 5-2, 5-3? I don't know. I've lost count. But Zerban does get his hat-trick in the end through that penalty. And a late surge by Nice. 78th minute goal there. And then right at the very end as well, the 91st minute, I'm guessing. Pizzari. Wow. Okay. Mistakes like that could cost you your career, Harry, at this club, I think. So overall, not a disastrous season, really, to be fair. And if you have a look at the results in the Europa Conference, we only lost the one game. That was against Rio Ave as well. 2-1 in the league phase, but we did win all our other ones. Nice we did draw with, and we beat them in the final. So, and Newcastle we won in the semi-final 3-2 over the two legs. A 2-1 away victory as well. Zerban playing up front for some reason. He seems to be scoring an awful lot of goals. It'll be interesting to see how many he did get. Vaduz we beat 7-5 in the quarterfinals. Round of 16 we beat Karabakh 6-2. So we must have gone straight into the last 16. Where did we finish? 6th. Okay, I'm happy with that. It was Newcastle and Nice who finished at the top of the table, and Vaduz as well, who we all beat along the way to win this title. Fantastic. If we have a look at our squad, wow. Okay, I mean we did score an awful lot of goals. I mean, granted, they probably were all in Europe as well, but 35 goals for Morrow, 23 for Cancelleri, our right winger, 15 for Zerban. So did he play left wing? He might have done, you know. So what, Malala, he was behind him with 10 goals. So 4 players on double figures, which is fantastic. Despite the league position of 11th, to go and win a European trophy is fantastic. And we're only just finding our feet, so a few more class signings and we will be up there challenging for the Serie A at some point or another. We do leave the club with £10 million in the bank, £15 million in the transfer kitty this time. Any debts? They have got £8 million overall transfer debt of £582,000, but a miscellaneous debt where there's no interest in there, and they're only paying 60 grand a month anyway, which will end in the 38. Staffing not as brilliant as I would like it, but again we've got to remember we were in the Serie B for the first season, so maybe another season we might be well above average at this point. But other than that, there's still a few places that are still missing which still can recruit. So after winning the Conference League, that goes together with the Super Cup, the Europa League and the Cup Winners' Cup as well. So one trophy for this rebuild. I'm happy with that. We did get the playoff final in the first season as well. So technically it's 2 trophies that we did get. So overall, a successful rebuild, I think. And we have established themselves back in the big time. And dare I say it, top of Europe. Even if it was the conference, but it's the Europa League next season for them. So if you did enjoy that, please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let me know down in the comments who you would like to see rebuilt next. Hopefully we can win some major trophies. But sometimes it's not all about winning trophies. It's all about establishing themselves in the top flight, if at all possible, and just defying the odds. I think we have done in this matter. So until the next rebuild, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.